Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to this hypergamous platform, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, and more importantly, if you are a subscriber to this feminine community, welcome. So now that the oh my god reactions to this age gap situationship have made its shocking headlines and its social media rounds, of course I wanted to respond and to put some hypergamous butter on your popcorn to this now already dead in the water, it was over before it started situationship, and to have a what was the reason deeper dive conversation on this entire Akoi Lee and her where the money reside spring fling with her 65-year-old sunburned geriatric sugar daddy, restaurateur, and multimillionaire businessman, Mr. Vittorio Asaf. Now, my immediate hypergamous thoughts on Akoi is that she is a 21-year-old Harvard graduate and that she can do whatever she wants with whomever she wants. Akoi, and I am not attacking her, but she is a sheltered rich kid, and to a degree a nepo baby who grew up privileged, rich, and surrounded by luxury. And she's clearly the apple that fell off of her mama's gold digger tree. So absolutely none of us should be surprised by what was modeled to her, as Kimora Lee Simmons and her entire hypergamous come up has always been from the men and her first husband, Russell Simmons, who has both seeded and funded all of her businesses and her notoriously glamorous high-level hypergamous lifestyle, because that is what her Japanese Korean mom taught her beautiful runway model daughter, which is to use her pretty privilege to her advantage to get to the bag. Now, we all know that Akoi's dad, the 66-year-old Russell Simmons, is allegedly on the run in Bali, trying to escape the retributions of his past. And for those of you who have not seen the very scathing documentary On the Record, I highly advise you to do so that you can better understand why Russell ain't coming back to America no time soon. And because of that documentary, more than likely a lot of his American empire has dwindled and his money is running low to the point where he has had to financially cut off the money faucet for both his adult daughters, which in the past Akoi has made a big stink about on social media. And take a listen.
What did you say?
Nothing. Okay.
You don't even have sugar daddy capabilities, right? Aren't you a B? Of course you are, right?
I'm just saying, if you don't give me money, I'm gonna go. I don't know.
I'm not gonna do any of that. You're just gonna raise your budget. Your budget's fine.
I'm gonna be an ambassador for the meat industry.
God is watching you. He hears you.
I
mean, your higher self hears you. You know what the said is bad. You're not gonna do that. You're just talking. Where's that boyfriend of yours? Is he still around?
Yeah, he's not. He's hiking right now.
Does he know I'll kill him?
Now, if you haven't seen my video on Kimora's last marriage, you should give it a listen, because Kimora Lee Simmons unfortunately got entangled with a world-class scammer who became her husband and the father of her last child, Mr. Tim Leissner, who robbed an entire nation and their retirement fund out of $5 billion, and ever since 2020 has been facing up to 20 years in prison. So Akoi's parental role models have not been the healthiest on either side. So I also think that this entire situationship can possibly be about Akoi looking for a father figure, or about her being rebellious against both of her highly flawed parents. Now, of course, love is love, but I do think that a 53-year-old age difference is pretty extreme and can be categorized as some sort of possible cry for help and attention. And I also think that Akoi may feel pressured to help financially support her mom, or to live up to her mom's hypergamous expectations, since Kimora's last baby daddy ended up turning out to be such a mega fraud. Now, when it comes to hypergamous game in this situationship, this is high level, not eye level hypergamy. And Akoi's Harvard college educated peers, class-wise, cannot afford what Akoi grew up with or what this young lady is accustomed to. So what should a privileged and educated woman like Akoi do? Would the court of public opinion rather or be happier if she pulled a Yaya Mayweather or a DeAndrea Saunders move by getting knocked up by some two-timing midget cheater, or a highly dysfunctional and institutionalized young man like NBA Youngboy, or this new generation of immature TikTok drizzle soft guy era clowns who believe that they are the prize. Absolutely not. So Okoye went for the gusto of an extreme age gap with a man who is older than her father, who is the type of multimillionaire who is attracted to her super thin body type and who can afford her youth. Now, because we are living in a reaction culture, is the court of public opinion going to feel some type of way about it? Of course. But just like Drya Michelle, the groomer, don't care, then neither should Okoye, because it is her life. So her hypergamous focus should be her end game and not the opinions of those who are now watching her like a hawk. Now, I will say that there does seem to be a lot of bipolar, selective outrage, and hypocritical mixed messaging as to what is acceptable in age gap relationships. One minute we hate when older men with money who have been in the company of younger women since the beginning of time are clearly willing to pay for a younger woman's youth. The next minute we're screaming yas when Drya is trap baby knocked up by an NBA player who's the same age as her son. One minute we're telling women to get the bag by any means necessary. The next minute we get mad when people are not with people their own age. Now, whether Drya or Okoye, in my opinion, both situationships are a bit extreme in their age gaps for my taste. But human beings are very, very wishy-washy hypocrites, and they love to move the goalpost on what is right or wrong, depending on the narratives that satisfy their egos. The facts are, with a once super successful father like Russell Simmons and a gold-digging hypergamous mama like Kimora, Okoye was never groomed for struggle love. And yes, she is very inexperienced, but everybody has to start somewhere, and she's dating. And hopefully one day she will marry in the tax bracket that she has become accustomed to. She has the exposure and the resources, and she has her youth to her advantage. But Okoye is also a very educated young woman, along with high levels of cultural exposure to the arts, to travel, and to business, which for many women of color who are in this position makes it very challenging to find mature, moneyed, and accomplished suitors who are on that same level or higher. So clearly, Okoye decided to dip her inexperienced hypergamous pinky toe into some sugaring with her temporary worm daddy because she's young enough to be there for a good time and not a long time. Now, of course, what is most cringe and is most problematic is how so many women, both younger and older, are publicly moving real loud as opposed to moving in stealth, as they truly do not understand the power of moving private, moving discreetly, moving in silence, or protecting their reputations. And just to put you up on game, when it comes to sugaring and hypergamous provision, the way that Okoye has publicly handled this fling and is handling this sugar baby situation is so very clumsy and awkward, which lets me know that Kimora has not fully put her up on the game of moving as a truly wealthy person, because the truly wealthy and the truly elite have always preferred to move in silence to protect the interests of their business. So I am pretty sure that her 65-year-old sugar daddy does not appreciate being on IG Live every 27 minutes. And from the looks, the feels, and the sound from the way that this man has responded to this social media attention.
Stay in St. Bart's. I'm so sad, but I'm very sad, very happy. And when I return home, everybody who knows me will be getting a happier, more chilled out version of me. My boyfriend is checking in. I don't know why we're checking in advance like this. Probably because I always miss flights. I should just show. Crepe?
Huh?
Crepe?
No.
No crepe? Crepe?
Can't we go?
Oh, I thought you were saying no.
No, I can't. I couldn't check in because I don't have my green card.
I'm making my final St. Bart's video.
Oh.
Okoye is clearly lacking in her street smarts, which is very common of sheltered, book-smart women, and doesn't seem to be too well versed on how to exactly finesse, because this man is not giving gentleman sponsor or gentleman spender at all. So I am just praying that she is truly getting what she wants from this situationship without being played or used. Because this old man has been around the block, he already knows that when it comes to a woman's youth, that money be the motive, and he has already lived 9 lives compared to this 21-year-old pup. And he also knows that her father is in a very compromising situation where he really cannot come to her rescue due to the fact that he is hiding out in Bali. And no matter how Mr. Russell Simmons has publicly responded to this situationship as a father, of course, Russell has got to be so sick from having to see and know that this old buzzard could possibly be laying up with his daughter. But sins of a father, because Russell got with Kimora when she was a teenage youngster, so what can Russell really do with Okoye? Put her on punishment? If anything, in the long run, Okoye will probably marry a man 20 or 40 years older than her now that she's gotten a provision taste of old men with old money. And hopefully she will learn how to shut her inexperienced trap, and she will learn how to move in silence like her fellow Nepo baby, Mrs. Sophia Richie Grange, who learned the game after clowning around with Mr. Scott DeSick and is now living out her hypergamous happy ending and is expecting her first child. So, ladies and lurkers, to get this conversation started, is Okoye guilty of hypergamous gold digging, or was this entire situationship a cry for attention and help? And is messing with a man your father's age nasty work, or is this more a reflection of a 65-year-old man who wants to be with a 21-year-old woman? And as always, I thank you for listening, I thank you for watching, and I thank you for subscribing. And please share this video if you care to further grow our feminine community. And please stay tuned for more hypergamous perspective to come. And I will catch up with you ladies and lurkers and ear hustlers in the next one.
Hey, listen, fellas, we done with the whole masculine provider male era. We're in our soft guy era, okay? Drizzle, drizzle. Listen, you need to hold out and make that woman wait until she shows you that she's capable and that she's loving enough for you to give your body to her. You know, because at the end of the day, it's all about us. It's all about us. We just want our equal rights as men. So, drizzle, drizzle.